Arian.
All right, welcome to the Ninja Lounge, everyone. Today we have another AMA, and we have back MiND Token. Most of you know them because it's not that we do only AMAs, but we build relationships here, and they have been always around here with us, and they have supported in many ways our community. We have Ed and Stefan. How are you both doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm awesome, man. Awesome. Except Stefan's only got half his face in the screen.
Oh, do I?
Yeah. There you go.
I see the whole thing.
Okay. No, we're excellent. Thank you so much for having us. Ninja Lounge was our first AMA for the project in the space, and they've been awesomely supportive. We really enjoy working with them. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure. And again, what you guys are already doing, even though you haven't launched and you are still at the stages, and what you do later on, it's really amazing. And we do appreciate it, of course. And yeah, and especially as we said and discussed before, on these market conditions that we are currently, investors' health, it's like really, it should be on top of everyone. Like the first priority should be our health, and how do we feel and how do we manage all these emotions during these times. So yeah, let's go through it, and let's do an introduction for those who don't know you guys, a short introduction, and what you guys will be bringing to the space.
Excellent. Okay, well, I'm Ed Curvan. I live in Parksville, British Columbia, Canada, on the west coast here. And my partner Stefan, he lives one town over from me in Port Alberni. We're about half an hour away, 40 minutes away. About a year ago, him and I sat down and started putting together ideas to create a project that would bring something real to the space. And through some of Stefan's interactions with the global wellness company LifeWorks, we came up with the idea to create a staking system for a token that would give consumers access to mental, physical, legal, financial help. And so what we did is we created a corporation called Mental Services Inc. And we retain the services of LifeWorks, which is the world's leading global wellness provider. They have 15,000 corporate clients and 26 million users. They operate their gold package in over 60 countries. So yeah, we've built this system up so that people could access telemedicine and mental health supports, et cetera, at the lowest possible investment cost. And so we think it's a really massive utility. And, you know, the bear market's really unfortunate. You know, of course, we'd prefer to launch into a bull market. However, if there was ever a time where a utility like ours was needed, it's now. And so we're pushing forward.
Yeah, and pushing forward with onboarding people as much as we can for free in the meantime before we get everything launched. But we've got some good announcements about some plans we're making to get the access out there to at least the people who have believed in us from the beginning.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. That's for sure. And I have an echo.
Oh, sorry. That's probably.
Is it? Yeah, it should be from YouTube. So yes, since our last AMA, though, you have been some big updates, rebranding, and all that stuff. So maybe you could walk us through it, like what you have changed so far, and what is your current stage?
Sure. So the first thing we did was we brought on people to go over our sale maths and our tokenomics maths in the interest of making sure that we were sustainable from a marketing perspective, that we're sustainable from a staking operations perspective as well. And so we've changed our buys and sells. We were originally at 4% and 4%, but we were quickly made aware that our sustainability could be in danger at those rates. And so we made some changes. We're now at a 6% buy and a 12% sell. We've got 1% going to liquidity on the buy, 2% to operations, 1% to staking, and 2% to marketing. On the sell, we've got 2% to operations, 3% to marketing, 4% to staking, and 3% to liquidity. The only tax there that hadn't changed is Stefan and I's operations tax. So that stayed the same. We've had some really great progress as far as we firmed up our launch pad. So we're going to be launching exclusively with DGEM, and they're an amazing and awesome group. We've also brought on Conda Labs to help us with our marketing because Stefan and I are not marketers. You know, we've got a great idea and a great utility and great connections, but we needed that help and that push. They also helped us do a rebrand, which is really tidy. It's clean. You know, it's got a real nice wellness calming feel. So we're really, really happy with that. And so, yeah, we're on our way now to get our contract audited by Safeton. And we're going to be doing our KYC with Anonidox, which is awesome. They're a fantastic crew. And we're working on some other cool stuff. We're going to be, you know, we've delayed our launch, sadly, by a couple of weeks. We're looking to launch hopefully in the middle of next month. And the reason for that is the market conditions, of course. It's scary out there right now. So what we're doing in the meantime, which I think is pretty unique for a project, is we're bringing our staking live for our existing partners and for partners that we make over the next few weeks. We got a few in the wings already. And so they're going to be able to, you know, Izanagi and Snafu to start, are going to be able to set their staking pools in 1, 3, 6, 1, 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Depending on what they choose, they can choose one or all of them. They're going to set their APY pools up. Their users are going to be able to stake Izanagi or Snafu token, and they're going to be able to receive the LifeWorks utility. And we're doing that in the meantime so that we can build our partnerships up, get our utility live, and then, you know, once we get to launch, that's going to put a lot of really great eyes on us. And so we're super excited to move forward with that. We're also working heavily right now on our NFT systems in a couple different directions. One is for basically attaching the LifeWorks utility to NFT systems so that groups like Ninja Lounge who don't have a token can participate in the ecosystem. So we're really excited about that. We're looking for ways to be really inclusive and just draw communities no matter what, you know, kind of structure they have into the MiND token ecosystem. So that's super exciting as well. That's the quick rundown of what we've done so far. Maybe Stefan wants to add something to that.
No, you said it better than I could myself.
Yeah.
So, right on.
I'm
so
really
in regards of
go
on, Stefan.
I'm really excited about bringing the staking forward. It was something we talked about actually early on, and we really wanted to bring our staking live first. But with the market the way it is, we can't hold back the resource we have to allow us to be first. It's just not right.
Yeah, and you know, it's a positive thing as well, because I mean, we do generate a little bit of income from the staking. We generate a little bit of income for MiND token through the onboarding process. And we get that utility out there. We get a lot of great eyes on us. And I think, you know, some of the people that we're talking to about partnership, I mean, obviously crypto is a dangerous space. They want to see things live. They want to see things functioning before they fully commit. And so we're going to give them that. You know, if we're going to be waiting, I mean, let's put it this way, you know, Stefan and I have been working on this for a year. It broke our hearts a little bit to have to reschedule, but at the end of the day, you know, the goal is to survive and launch on stable footing where we have the ability to grow. And so, you know, just in the interest of long-term survivability, we've delayed a little bit until the market stabilizes. But again, you know, we have so many cool things going on. You know, it's not the end of the world for us. It's just a matter of continuing to promote, continuing to build those partnerships, and you know, getting that utility out there, because I think especially right now, you know, it's this is stuff that could save somebody's life. I mean, a lot of people are really damaged by the situation with Celsius and so on, and so we just feel we need that utility out there, and so we're pushing forward with that.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, I do really respect that because at the same time, it's not like you are holding on like your project, but again, you're protecting the investors, because if you launch, like, you know, during these market conditions where there is a lot of risk and uncertainty, all that stuff. All this work that you both have put into this project, and it's not like it's not a meme project. So you say like you don't care, you don't mind if it fails, but you're trying like really to do something important by helping providing a service, bringing a service to everyone who is not that easy accessible for them to have it, and at a really like the price, it's a bargain on based on what you offer. And I would like later on like for you to give like some of the services that are included on it, but I would like to touch more on the partnership. So for example, for if someone is listening to this or later on, how can they partner with you and how is the process?
Okay, well, we've got a partnership PDF that does a basic outline of what we're offering to projects, and so we can always forward that to them. But essentially what it is that we've got a rate that's based on how many moderators and admin that you have, because part of the package is that a project's admin team is auto added to the LifeWorks services, and then the users who stake, they choose whether they want to stake just for the APIs or if they onboard into the system, and either is great. And so, a lot of projects right now, especially I think in the meme world, heading into a bear market, are kind of scrambling for utility, and that's something that we can provide. The cost of onboarding to us is about 1/5 of what it would cost you to develop your own staking contracts and get them live. And that's not considering front end work and portals and things like that. So, to get a staking utility that comes with a secondary utility, the cost is fractional compared to developing it yourselves if you're a project owner. And then the other positive thing as well is that every single project that joins us is going to be exposed to all the other projects within our systems, and so we've got massive networking potentials. And there's other things that we can do as well. We can trade promotions. We can trade off AMAs group for group, and we can do Twitter promotions and MySpace stuff. And we're still working on building up our Discord and so on. And so the potential for a large reach to the general audience is really strong here. I really believe that we're going to make waves in this space over the coming months. And so as we sit right now, we're offering the staking services at very minimal pricing. I mean, we do intend to charge a little bit more than we do. It'll still be great value, but that'll be so that we can feed back into the MiND token system and maintain everything that we're building here. But regardless, even after we launch and that price goes up a little bit, it's still huge value. I mean, we've kept everything in this system to a point where it's accessible. We really believe that ease of access and easy utility are huge selling points for us. And so, we're really moving forward fast with that.
That's great. I do really like this this approach, like especially building a solid partnership with projects is the best way, in my opinion, to go through. And if you manage to do it in a proper way and build solid partnerships, then you have achieved a really, really good goal here.
Absolutely, and that networking and sharing of advertising is beneficial to everybody. And I firmly believe, especially as we head into bear market, who knows if this is going to be gone in a few weeks or a few months, or the last one was years. And it's the projects that are building and networking and working with utilities and reaching out that I think are the strongest in this scenario.
Absolutely. And regarding the NFTs, so what are the NFTs? How, what will be their utility? How they will work? It will be only for partnerships or for investors? Who can buy them? And when will they be available?
Okay, so the NFTs, as you guys know, we've got a couple of different NFT systems that work together that are coming up, right? And so we've got the as we've dubbed groups like Ninja, non-token groups. So we're going to have our non-token group NFTs, and that's where we do, MiND/AMA group or what have you, collaborative NFTs that have the LifeWorks utility built into it, as well as a small royalty back to both parties for the speculative market. The next stage of the NFTs is the local to us artisans. We're looking to educate and facilitate NFT creation for artists in our area, and tie a lot of those to charity. The next phase, and there's secrets, or there's little Easter eggs hidden in our early NFTs, because we're working towards a wellness game with our NFTs, and that's something that is really a cool conceptualization, and it's not difficult to build, and so we don't share too much about it because it's original and it's not hard to put together, and we don't really want to have anybody front run us on it. And so our first run of NFTs are going to be for our seed sailors, because they had the longest to wait and they've really gotten behind us, and we respect that. So they're going to get a few runs of one-off NFTs, and in those NFTs is where our first hints towards what our wellness game is going to look like are going to be hidden. And so we think that's going to be a really fun and kind of, I don't want to say hyped, just interesting. It's going to get people talking and buzzing a little bit about what the future holds for us. And so for us, that's a big part of the game plan. And then the long term, the lofty goal would be kind of a metaverse NFT gallery / wellness clinic, where we would facilitate different wellness situations like Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, or meetings for people who deal with spousal abuse. I mean, you name it.
The interesting thing with that is we've had some metaverse people come forward to us and want to start talks. So that might actually move a little faster than we thought, but that'll come out again in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, partnerships in all of these departments can absolutely move things along, and that's another really positive thing with the partnerships. It's just bringing on that talent and making the connections to those talented and connected people.
Absolutely. And in regards of I know like it's on the long run, on the long term, but in regards of metaverse, are you planning to build your own, or you will be using some of the existing ones? Or
it's hard to say right now. That's we seldom bring that up too much because it's more in the conceptualization stage.
Right.
We're focused right now on the hints in our early NFTs and the art creation and just building that system up so that it has a plan that it follows.
That's right. And getting the app, getting our app and our benefits out there is going to be the focus for the near future, at least.
Yeah, we'll be looking at that too. Because there's two, given that we're a corporation, it is not outside of our means to bring these utilities to the public. But the agreement that we have is that, it's a contractual agreement that we don't actually sell LifeWorks products. We can kind of tokenize them. We can create and sell staking systems and staking portals. We can sell tokens, and then we can tie the utility to that. And so, it's just a little bit of juggling, but we've got two ways that we consider bringing this to the public market. One would be through an app with an auto staking system. If you look at, I know a lot of you probably don't know this project, but in 2017 it was really big. They had a $40 million ICO. The project Electronium, they created a Fiverr style online marketplace called AnyTask. And the problem, they had regulation issues because they couldn't use their token as a direct trading situation. And so what they did is they brought on a third party who would act as an intermediate. And so you would pay the third party for the product on AnyTask, and then that person would do all the buying and selling, and they would pay the provider or the person who's offering the service on AnyTask. And so that's one way that we can kind of skirt around any regulatory issues that we might have, is just by auto converting fiat into MiND token, auto staking it, and then when the person is done, it would just go the other direction. The other thing that we could possibly create is a fiat NFT marketplace where the user was able to purchase a piece of art that would have the utility tied to it. And so they would start their own little art collection that kind of represented their healthcare over the years. And I think that's another really interesting thing that we could push forward.
All right, I see you guys are like for sure full of ideas, and
Yeah.
I do really like, and I know that you're passionate about what you're doing and full of energy. And yeah, as you said, like it's not the best decision that you made, like that you had to push the pre-sale for later on and the launch date, but it is what it is. We have to go and protect investors and the project from any risks, so you can make it. You can make it on the long run.
You know,
it's
it's
only pushing it a couple. We're looking. It's a couple weeks different from what it would be at this point. It might change a little bit more, but it's not far off from where we were.
no.
We just wanted to refocus what we were doing and make sure that we were looking out for the project and the investors in the meantime.
Yeah, we're tentatively discussing moving our pairing over to BUSD because I mean the problem is that when you're tied to such an unstable currency as your main liquidity, things outside of our control can affect our value really badly, and that's a tricky one. But the other side of that, of course, is that when it pumps, everybody's really happy with that idea, and so we're just working out the details on that. If the market continues to be a pain, we might move to a BUSD pairing, just so that it's how the market reacts to our project is based on the work that we're putting in and not on exterior factors.
Yeah, true. That's something that is being discussed too much lately, to be honest. Like the pairing, if it should be like BNB, Ethereum, or a stablecoin, and it's a big question. To be honest, it's a big question, and it's a risk at the same time. As you said, you never know what might happen. Yeah, you might pair to it, and you wake up next day, and it's half of what it was.
That's right.
So definitely.
Or conversely, the other way, right? I mean, it might be a situation where down the road we create a second pairing and allow arbitrage to start happening, so that we can kind of reap the benefits of both, to have the stability from the BUSD and have the volatility of the BNB, and let the arbitrageurs work out the difference. But
right.
We'll see.
And another thing that I've seen projects doing when they have like a raise, they are converting the amount that they raised into stablecoins. Have you done anything like that to protect yourself from the market conditions?
Yeah, we're slowly moving into BUSD. I'm just watching for the highs every day and slowly moving our funds over into BUSD so that we're safe.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that. Again, it's a risky move. That and it's not an easy decision that you have to make as a project owner at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we have our costs laid out in front of us. We know what the next few weeks are going to cost, and so we're just making sure that we have that covered, because I mean we've got our KYC coming, we've got an audit coming, and we have to make sure that we're able to pay those bills, and we don't want to be paying them when BNB's at 150 or something shocking. So we're just making sure that we have those funds available so that there's no screwing up.
Exactly. And again, like for us, like here in the Ninja Lounge, knowing that you guys are working with DGEM, DGEM are our partners, and then Conda Labs, these stars over there. So we are quite, relaxed on the decision-making part, and we know that you have a full support over there when it comes to these decisions. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're both a huge asset to us. I'm really glad that we were able to make these agreements.
For sure. And so for the NFTs, do you have like for the seed sale? So the seed sellers will be the first one to buy, which I think, in my opinion, it's a good decision, because you are awarding them for the waiting time, and I do respect that. So is there like have you released any prices, or what quantity will be released?
the first run of NFTs that go to the seed sale are going to be groups of one-off mints, and they're going to be given to the seed sailors just for their patience, and then they're able to sell them in this, in a speculative market. The idea behind that being that they're, they're, let's put it this way, people are going to want to collect sets.
Yeah, we got some internal design going with how we're laying them out, that people are going to want to trade them. And
yeah.
All right. We have some juicy details here.
So
But
basically,
yeah,
we're going to let the seed sailors start bidding against each other. So we're putting you all in the pit to fight over the NFTs.
right on. And I think we might have some seed sailors on the voice chat on this AMA today, so I'm sure they might be smiling right now.
Right on. Well,
Okay.
we really appreciate them. I mean, a lot of them. The first 25 seed sailors got in a month and a half or 2 months ago. They've been really just patient and supportive, and we want to make sure they're rewarded for that, because I mean, you guys know what's happened with B&B as well, and so we're just making sure that we're showing our appreciation to them and trying to put them into the best position that we can.
Yes, and for sure, like, you guys have shown like full transparency, and it's not like you are active, you are everywhere, and that means a lot because you are trying like to build. And I have had this conversation with Stefan, like I literally see him everywhere. Wherever I am, he will be there.
Three devices get me everywhere.
So yeah, you definitely are working really hard on delivering and make this project a success, which it will be. It just needs time. The market, it's not the best, as we mentioned, so we just need some patience and like good investors. If the investors will understand the value here and support you guys.
We had DGEM go over all of our maths, and I think that's a big part of things, is that they've really put us in a position where we're primed to do well in the market, and so I'm not overly concerned about the market, to be honest. I mean, we're going to be starting as a not a huge cap, and there's a ton of room to grow. I mean, we've already got 2 full partnerships before we even launched. We'll probably have a couple more before our trading contract is live, and that brings huge eyes on us. And so I'm not overly concerned. I'm more interested that the market stabilizes. I don't really care if it goes one way or the other. I just want it to start trading sideways for a little bit, so that we're in a good place to get our feet wet.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. Again, as we said, like over there in DGEM, they know what they are doing, so I'm pretty sure that they have tightened all the numbers the best possible way. So there is, the movement will be only upwards.
Yeah.
Right on. So I would like, please go on.
No, it's okay. It's good. Go ahead.
Yeah, regarding the process now. So, for example, if actually now, for those that they don't know, Stefan has mentioned it many times, that if everyone in here in the Ninja Lounge has any issues, feels like in regards of the market, how the market is now, you can reach to them. Just drop the email to us, and we can give it to them. It can be like anonymous. You don't have to give any details, etc. And yes, Stefan, if you could give some more details on that, which is really huge, and we thank you guys.
Yeah, essentially, if anybody feels they need someone, that they want to talk to somebody, or is really hurting in this market right now and doesn't know where to turn, just reach out to me with an email, and I'll onboard you to the app. You can get in there. You can get 5 minutes, 10 minutes to be talking to somebody, right? And they can give you the help you need. They can direct you to lots of resources that may turn your life around. And for right now, we're not live, so yeah, we are giving that away to anybody who needs it. And the interesting thing I'm going to stem into, and it's going to kill me, is that him and I started to have some conversations today. I'm not going to say too much.
Right.
And I'm not going to say too
Right.
much. But
Go for it.
but we've come up with a way. I think, like there's some big things that have happened in the last couple days with tokens like Stacked, and we've come up with a way that maybe we can reach a lot of those people. And that's all I'll say. But in the very near future, we will have a wonderful idea to help those people, and I want you guys to listen to it.
Yeah.
All right, that announcement there for sure, guys. Like
You're cut off now.
I am.
Somebody cut his mic.
Like before, he was trying to speak and he was muted. But yeah, definitely, guys. I mean, you can see for those who are listening that big things are going on here. So definitely, you don't want to miss out. And I could strongly suggest like go on Telegram and try to engage, try to learn more, ask them questions, or engage and learn and stay up to date with all the announcements that they will have. Great stuff. That's really, it's mind blowing for me. Like helping people, you don't see it because everyone is looking here for. Obviously, you will have to make money so you can have that sustainability and your company project can survive during the time. Yeah. But yeah, it's really important. It's really important, and that's something that we support here at the Ninja Lounge as well. We do have some wellness series because our health is it's the most important that we have. If we don't have it, we cannot move forward.
That's right.
That's right. So, we could have come out in the beginning and gone with big asks and big numbers and tried to hype everybody up on the project and really tried to pull in extra money. But at the end of the day, the services cost us money, but they don't cost us as much as what some people lead everybody on to believe, and we try and give that back.
That's huge, man.
And I mean, from a more selfish perspective, it's fairly inexpensive marketing for us, and we get to help people along the way. Word of mouth is probably the strongest thing, and that really enables it. And so it's kind of a two birds with one stone thing where, if you look at the cost of crypto marketing, it doesn't hurt us to be giving some of these services away to people because one, it helps, and two, it's going to get eyes on us and create members who are loyal because they know that our mission is real. And so, for me, it's just positive all the way around to work it that way.
To be honest, I don't even care on what you guys will get back. As long as you help people, you help someone get from a difficult position. I don't care, man. I don't care. You can be rich, you can fly to moon or whatever, but I know that you help someone. So, and we have Konda. He tried to say something. Go on, please, man.
Yeah. So what I wanted to, I don't know. First of all, I just want to say we might have had a little setback with the market and postponing the launch, but honestly, like just immediately after we made that decision, I just feel a lot better about the progression of the project. Not, I mean, postponing launch sucks for everybody involved, but at the same time, we immediately changed gears. We talked about partnerships. We talked about building the community. We talked about they're now talking about opening up the staking already, and working on all the other things they're working on in the meantime. And yeah, so when it comes to word of mouth marketing, I really feel like this is just the biggest potential this project has is partnerships. And we are going to offer like an incentive for not just other projects, but other members, like your community members, our community members, anybody out there in this space that can help us to spread the word. We're going to give them an incentive. We're working on a shill message right now, but it's pretty basic. We're going to give people like a $50 bonus if they can get us a traded AMA with another project, just to go in there and talk about our project, and then they can come over to our Telegram and have an AMA and talk about their project. But also we will offer like $100 bonus for anybody that can get us a actual staking partnership with another project. So I feel you know, as our community grows, as the awareness of this project grows, and the incentive program that we're going to have, I feel like it's going to be just a massive shill army of people going out there and really spreading the word about what we have to offer for everybody in the space. You know.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
we'll get all that information together for you, Arian, and we'll share it with you guys. You can share it with your group. It'll be posted up in our group pretty soon. And also, you know, our little project we have going on, Arian, that I feel like will really benefit this project, being that it postponed the launch a bit. It'll give us time to really build up our little project we got going on and really benefit the MiND token pre-sale, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said earlier, like when it comes to postponing, this kind of investor. Like I'm totally fine when it's like for the best benefit of the project and for investors. I'm totally like 100%. I don't mind as long as I will not lose my money. You know, like that's why all this happening. So to protect everyone, then yeah, go for it. You know, do all the adjustments, whatever it makes, like marketing, I don't know, contract, you need to do again KYC or whatever it takes. Absolutely. And yes, yeah, bring the shield message. We can post it here later on. And yeah, especially you heard it, guys, like you will not just shield, you will help and you will get rewarded at the same time for helping. So that's big.
We're also talking about putting a referral system right into our front end. We just haven't decided how that bounty system will work out yet. But what it would entail is that anybody who stakes through our system would have first their LifeWorks onboarding window pop up, but then a second window would follow up where they could add emails and we would be able to spam them. So that's that's another system that we're talking about. Yeah,
like referral. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just limitless, endless possibilities with this project, really. And I'm so excited for it, and not just excited for the pre-sale and the launch of the token, but just the growth that this project can bring over the years. You know, like this thing, this is something that can just grow into something huge and massive, and just be the healthcare for the crypto space. You know, like the universal healthcare crypto.
Yeah, and I mean, being a corporation, we can always reach out to other providers and start creating different aspects of the ecosystem. You know, one of the things, like Z was just saying, is that we are so scalable. I mean, we can just keep scaling and scaling and scaling, and to me, that's just an incredible potential.
Absolutely. And once you start growing, all these the big partnership, etc., might come themselves later, and you will not actually have to reach out to another healthcare provider or someone else, you know, insurance provider. They will reach out to you, and they will try to give the best deal out so they can take you in. So, and
That's
which benefits all the investors, all whoever will follow you. So, absolutely, it's a matter of time, man. It's a matter of time, and once if you manage to see the whole picture and the full potential that project might have, then it's it's a no-brainer sometimes. But yeah, and especially, and that's the good thing that I like, that because this project has big potential, and you are taking decision, you are not rushing it.
No. Yeah.
That's big, and by not rushing it, you are, as we mentioned before, you are protecting the project of not failing, because you might do from a decision, you might ruin everything just from a rash decision.
And it also opens the door up for us to come up with new things and kind of redirect things that may work better.
Right.
Yeah, if you go too fast, you miss out on opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even open a Telegram group until we were 9 months into this. At least we had a full-fledged corporation before we opened a Telegram group or made a Twitter. So
absolutely,
I mean, for us to push forward in a market like this after all of that effort and all of this planning, just doesn't make any sense to us. You know, the end goal is that we survive and we can scale. And if the difference between that being a success and not is weeks, I mean, it'd be madness to push forward. And so, but again, we've got a lot of different things that we can be working on that can promote us, staking NFTs, we got audits and KYC to do and all this other stuff. And so, it just gives us time to pick through the last of the stuff here really well. And so it's all good on our end. I really wanted to launch, but it's what it is. We have to.
It is for the
survive.
best.
That's right.
Exactly,
That's right.
exactly. And yeah, again, like I do really like the fact that your Telegram might look small, but you have active members in there, and the ratio it's really good. I see right now it's about 25%. So of active and total members, which is really, really good. So you are like building it from scratch, and and you don't hype it, actually, as you said earlier. You don't want to hype it, because by hyping it and then not meeting your targets, then it's easy to fail.
Exactly.
Yeah. We want investors and community. I mean, we could pump 2,000 people in it with a couple of call groups, but it's not going to create a better chart for us. It's just going to give us a whole bunch of people who want to get a 1.5x and get out. If you're well connected in the space and you look through our members list, it's pretty impressive who's in there. And so I'm very happy with where we've grown to so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and that's something that we were discussing with Conda as well, like with Z. It's a problem with all the projects, and when it comes to marketing, So yeah, I'm really glad for that. Moving on, I would like to know, and just a reminder, I know we have been through the first AMA, but because it's been a while, and for those who haven't listened to it, what are the services that you will provide through LiveWorks, and what are the ways for investors to access it?
Oh, I'm screencasting. You can't stop me now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's great.
Give me a second here. That's my feed right here. Okay, so we'll do. Where are you? This one. One sec. Sorry about this. Where'd you go?
How many screens do you have?
He's got
I have
one
so many.
Screen.
so many. I don't want to share my Facebook meme group with you. You all think less of me.
No.
Okay, so this is Steph and I've been rebranding this morning, and we need an image that fits these parameters.
Yeah.
At any rate, so this is our feed within the LifeWorks app. And as you can see, right front and center in just about every page is the Get Care Now button. And from there, you can get onto either Zoom style chat, or you can get into an IRC style chat and be talking with one of their onboarders and forwarded to a therapist 24 hours a day. And that's a really great first point of contact, because anybody who's dealt with a crisis or somebody in crisis knows that those moments where people are receptive to help and reaching out, they're fleeting, they don't last. Especially when you start getting into things like addiction, they say, man, I really need to change. And then a second later, that's all gone, so that having that very fast response to help, I think is massive. But what we have is therapy sessions, including referrals to master's accredited psychologists, as well as if they feel you need in-person help, they have referral discounts to experts in most areas in 60 countries. And so that's pretty awesome stuff. We've also got, and sometimes their servers go a little slow, they have 26 million users, so maybe they're busy today. We have the telemedicine, and that's another big one, especially I think in the United States, where they don't have the socialized healthcare that we have here in Canada and the UK, where you're able to speak to a doctor multiple times. They can give you diagnosis for basic maladies. They can write prescriptions and send it off to your pharmacist. They can get you specialist appointments. And again, in privatized systems, that often comes with a referral discount if they're inside of the LifeWorks system. You can see here, here's the telemedicine link right there. And so you would just click on this and follow through. And then very quickly, you would be in touch with the doctor. They're on retainer. It's constant. We have Lift Fitness, and inside of the fitness app, it has all sorts of little, heart rate monitors and things like that, health tips and so on. But the big thing is that you can make an appointment with a fitness expert who will help create a custom workout plan that fits, the state that you're currently in and help you move forward. So I think that's really special. There's also legal advice. See a doctor, or sorry, a lawyer, and get a bit of legal advice. The same thing, the discount rates happen there, where at the end of your free sessions with a lawyer, you're given the opportunity to retain that lawyer or another lawyer who's accredited in your area. And if it becomes more person thing, then they have people in their system to take it on, and it comes with a referral discount, so that can save a ton of money as well. There are also investment planners who, to be fair, probably have to learn a little bit about crypto, so they'll be learning from some people that are or traditional, right? LifeWorks is a corporation, and they're employed by other corporations, and so but regardless, the basic tenets of investing stay the same. And so I think that's a really positive thing. But there's also a lot of different assessment tools. And so, sometimes people know they have some issues, feeling a little bit lost. And the assessment tools are really powerful for this, because you run basic assessments and it asks you some relatively personal questions. And then it says, okay, well, here's where we have services in our system. So we've got a group workshop for PTSD. I'm just throwing examples out there, or XYZ, and it will direct you to the system, because it's really vast. Like the LifeWorks platform, absolutely massive. It goes on and on and on. As you work through your different assessment tools, you start to build. There's three scales in here. There's a bronze, a silver, and a gold. And what they do, so you can complete your assessment. You can see my score is really low because I did all this months ago through my trial package. But what happens is that as you work up through bronze, silver, and gold, you start to get access to their perk system. And what these are so all of these companies that are advertising in here, Adidas and HP and so on, these are all companies that employ LifeWorks for the EAP, employment assistance packages, as well as in some cases, LifeWorks manages their pension plans. And so the further you work up through the assessment tools, the higher your discounts in the perks section for these big name brands gets. And so once these change like on a weekly or daily basis, so what you see here won't be there tomorrow. It's constantly evolving. But at one point I could see 35% off Disneyland, and that seemed kind of fun. So LifeWorks just goes on and on. We have our own feed inside of the LifeWorks app. You can see we've got mention of our partner Snafu in here, and we've got another one from Nagi, and that'll continue to grow as well. One thing I would add is that we've set the system up so that the end user remains anonymous to MiND token team. You're only doxing to actual service providers, unless you have an email line that's just your name with Hotmail at the end. And so what that does is it allows people in the crypto space to retain their anonymity within crypto, but still utilize these services on a public level. We actually had a directory in here, and we had it removed, and they were kind enough to do that for us, and that just created that blanket of protection for people's identities within the system. So we're really happy with that. Again, there are all kinds of challenges, well-being challenges. There are workshops, there are group therapies. It's really, really a vast system. So I really suggest that people who come into the system start doing some of these assessments, because the system is built to show you where to head that information. So I think that's really important. But I'm going to stop now.
Can the assessment, is the assessment personalized, or it's just generic ones while it goes from level to level? Does it become more based on your answers?
Well, what the assessment does is it asks pertinent questions that relate to other services that are provided in the system. And so at the end of an assessment, it's gonna give you some basic examples of what the system feels participating in, that if you participated in it, it could be a benefit to you. And so, and it's just a way that they've done it to both market their advertisers, right? I mean, you saw the perks page there, but also to help people deal with some overwhelming amount of information within the system. Because, I mean, one of the great things about it is that it's a really broad system with a lot of different services. But if you're in a state of crisis and you come into here and you have all these different tabs and everything to go through, it can get a little daunting. And so that's what I'm saying, that I really suggest that people use those assessment tools, because it's going to give you a really good indication of what services are available to you for whatever help that you're seeking. It might even point out to you help that you are seeking. I mean, sometimes people feel a little lost, they don't really know what direction to head, and that can help point you in the right direction.
Right. Also, sorry, Ed, can you stop share screen because you're breaking up?
Oh, sure.
I'm not sure if it's only my end.
No, it was a little broken here and there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. All right, and my last question. So, in regards of those who the call to doctors are toll free, right? Are through
Yeah.
LifeWork.
That's right.
That's right.
Perfect. And when it comes like to other countries, like maybe if English is not their first language, or is it only in English actually? Let's start from that. Or do they provide? Do they have offices and connections, partnerships with other countries where they have local doctors over there?
So what we've done is we've paid for and retained the gold package for Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. However, legal help and medicine help are available in those 3 countries right now. But LifeWorks offers the gold package to 60 countries globally. And so as we progress, as the project grows, we're going to be able to bring on more and more countries. And of course, we're going to be looking at crypto adoption rates. We're going to be looking at, how our community is growing. I mean, if we're getting a lot of users from South America and a lot of countries from South America and so on. As there are 60 countries that have the full gold package, but the mental health services are global, and you'd have to speak a pretty rare language, not be in contact with the right professional in that respect. So, short and long of it is that the mental health services are global. Medicine help and lawyer help are in 3 countries through us, but we have the potential to move to upwards of 60 countries.
That's right.
Awesome, cool stuff. Yeah, and I can see like a lot of community members are excited on the main chat.
Yes.
And
Aaron?
Yeah.
So I do want to let everybody know, like, if you saw the partners that LifeWorks has already, like HP, Adidas, and all that, when we really establish ourselves within the LifeWorks network and throughout the crypto space, those partnerships are not, we could obtain partnerships with companies like Adidas, with companies like HP that could help us to spread awareness of this. And you might not be an employee of HP, but if you can open up a crypto account, if you can stake our tokens or buy an NFT, then you can get these services through us,
Yeah, and companies like Adidas are already dipping their toes in crypto.
Oh, that's a good question. We do have a question from about how many tokens they have to stake basically in order to get our services.
Okay.
Yeah, Ed's really good at answering those, so I'm just bringing them up.
All right, thank you. So what we did is we created our smallest pool at a $50 market value stake. And so for 1 month of LifeWorks services plus some APYs, it will cost you $50 plus $5 staking fee to get into it. And then at the end of it, when you unstake, you get your APYs. Well, you can claim those at any time. And so you get your tokens back, and you get LifeWorks utility for the time that you're staked. And so we've made max pool at a $400 minimum for the for 12 months. And so there's no cap on that. So you can stake however many tokens you want in there, but we didn't base it on token amount. We based it on market value. There'll be a little bit of manual juggling when the market is, bouncing around. I mean, if somebody buys a $50 worth of tokens and then they go to stake and now they need another dollar's worth or something like that, then they just have to contact us and we'll manually put them through. We didn't want to stick with a basic token amount. It doesn't matter how we do it. There's going to be some juggling to keep everything running properly there, and that's fine. So yeah, but basically $50 market value buys you enough tokens to stake in the 1 month pool, and that will get you multiple doctor calls and lots of therapy for a month. And then we're going to have a 6 month and a 9 month and a 12 month pool. We're talking about moving it to a 3 month pool as well. We have all that built in. We just haven't decided if we're going to put a 3 month pool live or not yet.
Yeah.
Awesome. I believe that you covered his question.
Cool.
Yes, and I would like actually to open it to the community for questions right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you both are ready.
There is
So-
another. Oh, sorry. Can
Yeah,
I
please.
ask? So there was a second part to Wayu's question, and he was wondering if his country, Indonesia, is included.
Not yet. Not
for
yet.
telemedicine, for the
Yeah.
for the counseling services and all the mental health services and the support resources. Yes, you are able to sign up there.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out that the actual market value of these services, okay? Because what LifeWorks is a volume play, right? So they have 26 million users. The 15,000 corporations are paying the fees on 26 million users, and then a percentage of those 26 million users are actually using the service. And that's how it keeps the cost barrier really low. When you look at a private company where the general public can access mental health services, you're looking at over $300 in Canadian dollars. You're looking at 280 British pounds for 1 month of service that comes with 4 counseling sessions. And so we are literally 1/6 of the cost of that, and you get your initial tokens back at the end of the stake. And so I really need to stress that the actual value there is if you were seeking these services on the open market, you would pay and pay and pay for them. And so we've created a system where we're going to be operating as a volume play, much like LifeWorks does. We're modeled somewhat similar to them, so that it works a little bit like insurance. So people who are staking for the APYs and don't use the service, they help offset the cost for the MiND token system to pay for the users who really do need these services. And so something I think that people need to understand is that, the costs that I just described are only for mental health stuff. That's not telemedicine. Telemedicine is even more expensive than that. So to get all of these different services wrapped up in one bundle for a $50 market value is just, it's uncomparable. There is no other way that you can do this.
That's a really good point that you brought up there, and definitely whoever, for example, here is using any of the services, like in his real life, you can just compare what you are paying and what it will cost you over here, and do your see what it's more affordable for you. And based on their numbers, because I don't think that they came just right now with these numbers, they have done their research and they know what they are bringing up. It's really like a low price to get all these services.
Yeah.
We do have a question from Phil Hayes. You can unmute yourself.
Hey, I have a question. So are you going to incorporate small businesses into this with little groups of people? Let's say they have 12 employees, where you have a staking for them to be able to have 12 employees and offer this to them?
We have that available similar now, yes, but that's our goal, is partnering with partners and companies. Anybody who has employees or team members we're working with, trying to onboard.
So right now, in the short term, one way that we're dealing with that is that we're going to be tying the LifeWorks utility to NFTs, so that projects that we've done dubbed non-token groups are able to access these services, and they're much similar to any other business where they have staff and employees, and in these cases they have communities. In the long run, because we're a corporation, we do have the potential to create an app system where people will be able to purchase package staking deals through MiND token and receive the utility in exchange for that. It's a little bit of regulatory juggling, but it can be done. And we have, because we're a corporation, we're legally able to do it. And so in the short term, we're focusing more in the crypto space for that, because we don't have those systems set up yet for a more, if you will, real world business. But that is absolutely an option for us. Yeah.
So on that concept, would there be a way to have, like, let's say our token Shiba Heist to hold so many be able to be part of you guys, and anybody that holds our token to be able to use this service?
Okay. No.
Okay,
So
here let me jump on that one. I can do that. So essentially, the way the NFTs would work is we're going to have two NFTs that we're creating. One will be for your project, and that'll be based on the number of team and staff you have hired currently. And
but they have a token.
Oh, you guys have a token?
They have a token.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
it's just a matter of us giving you a staking pool and you guys loading it with your token and choosing your APYs, and you're set.
And your pools. You would choose your pools, you would choose and set your APYs, and then your users would be able to stake your token for your APYs, and they would receive the LifeWorks utility. So you kind of get two things at the same time. You get a staking portal where you get some of your supply locked up by your community, and your community also gets access to the LifeWorks utility, as well as down the line, anybody who staked through our systems will have either first crack or discounted rates to some of our NFTs that come out.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope to hear from you.
Great. Yeah, feel free to get in touch with them, or send us a DM, whatever you prefer, and we can get you in touch. And I do really like the idea of the pools, like especially for the projects have a token, they have a utility, a project. So it's a really good concept there.
I think so too.
Good question.
Also, cross promotion.
Yes.
That's going to be one of the big benefits of a partnership with MiND token, is just cross promotion throughout the space. I mean, any project that partners up with us will be mentioned several times.
Yeah.
And viewed by every person who stakes anything within our system. They'll be exposed to the imagery of your project when they go into the staking pool for the project that they're staking in as well. And so we'll probably end up running a banner at the top of that page as well, so that we just have our partner projects just constantly rolling by with quick links to wherever they choose.
I've shared our project flyer there on your group for the last question. That's got all the information.
The PDF.
Taking on it. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So you can have a look onto that, guys. We do have a question from Rob. Rob?
I was going to say, poor Rob's been so patient.
No problem at all. No, this is a really interesting project. So the example you used earlier, like $50 worth of MiND token, you stake those tokens, you get access to the utility, right? You get access to the system for all those things you talked about. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So I know you mentioned like 30 days, 90 days. So as long as you restake, do you still have access to those resources?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It can go on for perpetuity. Every time, see, we have a $5 per month fee into our staking, right? And again, it goes back to that insurance style of payment. And so for every month that you stake, you pay $5, and that covers the overheads for all of that system. And so you're able to collect your rewards on a regular basis, and if the market's doing well, then you can come out at the other end of it with a profit. But yeah, you can restake in perpetuity. I would also mention that it's not just the staking user who receives these utilities, but it's also your immediate family. So a spouse, children, and so on can also access all of the telemedicine and everything else.
Oh, excellent. And then I missed part of it. I'll go back and listen to the replay. But You mentioned, I think you suggested some NFTs coming out. I guess some first series of NFTs. Will those kind of offer some, I guess, some of the same utility on a more permanent basis, or is it still staking?
No, these ones are more as a thank you and some little rare edition NFTs that'll be the first to come out in our system. So from a speculative perspective, if you're bullish on us and you know that we're going to be here for a long time, then having that first run NFT would be pretty cool. But we're also hiding little Easter egg style hints in those NFTs so that people get to conjecture about what our wellness NFT game is going to look like. And I think you missed the first part of it. So, our NFT wellness game is very conceptually cool, but it's not difficult to build. And so we haven't fully spilled the beans on what it is because we don't want some. That said, throwing little hints into the first run of NFTs can create a nice buzz. They're also going to be kind of combination sets. And so people in our seed sale are going to start trying to buy them off of each other and collect them is the goal.
The NFT
available to holders?
Go ahead.
Sorry?
Will those be available to holders of the MiND token?
Not the first run. The first run is to seed sale people.
The NFT I'm talking about is coming out. We're still finalizing the contract behind it and making sure that everything works with that so that we can sell a 1 month or 3 month staking or 3 month LifeWorks benefit package and attach it to an NFT.
Yeah.
But it'd be a one-off. We're just trying to work it out so if it can be resellable and maybe and provide some benefit to the people that that buy that original one, as well as allowing it to keep flowing. So we're just working that contract side of it.
We're working out the details to make an NFT that has the utility tied to it renewable.
That's right.
That's the trick. So that when somebody does purchase an NFT that has, say, 3, 6, 9, 12 months of the LifeWorks subscription attached to it, that they're able to renew that subscription and also generate some royalties for whichever projects are involved in the making of that NFT.
Sense. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks for your spelling error. I fixed it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we had a spelling error on the webpage. And Rob caught it for us and fixed it.
Well, I feel bad now because I'm supposed to be the proofreader, but there's nothing worse than proofreading stuff that you've written yourself because you miss the same mistake every time.
It sounds like when you do.
Yeah. Right on.
All right. So anyone else has any question? If you're unmuted, you can go on. If you're muted, you can raise your hand. In the meantime, Ed, so if I have a subscription and I decide to pause it for a certain, let's say for 2 or 3 months or whatever, and I join again with the same email, do I have to go through the KYC? Will I have a brand new profile, or they will have already my previous profile and I can continue on that based on the assessments that I had left from the previous subscription?
So there are some per annum limitations to the services. When you get into the legal advice and you get into the telemedicine, there are yearly limits to it, but they're generally, Stefan knows more about those limits. But when it comes to the mental health services, they're far less likely to hold you to any limits. I'm going to let Stefan run with this one because he answers this one really well.
Oh yeah, no, see, because I used their services when I left my. That's kind of where the idea came from. It was I initially used LifeWorks when I left my ex, but we went through. I went through with the counseling services. It is pretty renewable. I was at 5 or 6, and they let me continue to finish off my counseling sessions to make sure that we were. I was happy with it. Had it have gone more though, LifeWorks has come back to us and said they'll hit us up and basically say, do you want to re-onboard this person because they're working on counseling and they're at their limit, but they're going to need maybe 5 or 6 more sessions. So in that case, we'd just create a second account for them that LifeWorks would tie to that. With the telemedicine, though, I haven't used the services for telemedicine, but it is bound to 5 a month, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, 5
Oh,
doctors calls in a month is pretty phenomenal for, you know, when you consider the cost of getting into the system. I'm just saying, if I needed 5 doctor calls a month, I'd probably just have my own doctor living here.
We could call you Michael.
There you go. So yeah, there are some basic limitations, but LifeWorks is really fair about it all. I mean, again, I keep coming back to this, but they are a volume play. They collect fees for 26 million people. They have all these doctors, therapists, lawyers, fitness professionals, economics professionals on retainers. They're salaried people, and so you know they're not making more or less if their phone is ringing, and so that's what they're there to do. And they are a wellness company, right? They're not going to push people in need away. And you know, even in our meetings with Rod Ezekiel, he's one of the big guys there at LifeWorks. He said over and over the same thing, that like we really do not like turning people away. The only time that they really turn people away is if they feel that they're doing the client a disservice by continuing to work with them because they feel that the person needs more in-person help. And if that is the case, then they have referrals for that even come with discounts. And so, you know, their whole MO is to help people.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. So, anyone has any question, feel free while we have them here. I mean, not that we don't have them on a daily basis. That's what we mentioned before, and we do appreciate them. They are part of the community for sure.
Same, man. Absolutely the same.
Yeah. So yeah, looks like we have covered most of it.
A couple more cool things before we move on, if that's okay. We did make a donation to that well project through Todd Hart and Safu and all that, and that was really cool. So we've got what did you have translated on the well, Stefan?
Mindset,
yeah. So that's really cool. And I think there was one other thing. It'll come to me as soon as you start talking. It'll come.
Oh, Mitch.
Thank you. I'll let you do that one. You follow Mitch.
And it was the trip with a.
That's right.
With a.
That's right. Yeah, we
Mindful Miles.
We sponsored a gentleman that's riding his bicycle across Canada right now for mental health awareness. Well, from Vancouver to Toronto, not completely across Canada, but he's about 2/3 now across through his trip. He's been sending me updates through Facebook all the time, so I'm updating that on our Facebook feed. And yeah, I know I think he's already at $11,000 now on his $10,000 raise. Yeah, he's really been pushing it for mental health, for the Canadian Mental Health Society.
Yeah, he's sanctioned by the Canadian Mental Health Association for this. He's fully legit. He's a registered nurse, and he works at Malaspina University or MalU, teaching nursing, and he also works at Cowichan Lodge, which is 2 towns over from me, as a mental health nurse. And so he's doing this trip to raise awareness for mental health, and all the funds are going to the Canadian Mental Health Association. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, this kind of moves are really great. And are you planning like to do donations on? Do you have like any schedule on doing donations, like once you hit certain targets, or how do you have it on plans?
We made a one-time flat donation, and we put our imagery on his car, on his chase car. There's also links in the Medium article that we wrote about it, that direct you to I forget what the company's called. It's a Canadian version of GoFundMe, where people can donate fiat directly to him as well.
I think it's called Get Help.
Yeah.
And do you plan like having a wallet, for example, like for donations, etc., where like your community and investors can donate and even like choose having like a poll each month, and if someone wants to contribute and help
Well,
out this.
in regards to this particular situation, we're trying. Don't hold us to this, because we're trying to firm up a partnership with an NFT group, because we'd like to do a one-off auction of a Mitch Buxton mental health mindful miles tour NFT that we would donate back to him. But we've got to see if we can firm that up fast enough, because he's almost through his journey. So we're not sure if that's going to pan out or not.
In the long term, in regards to your question, it is something we're talking about. We're gonna focus on getting our name out there and the token launched, and then we'll look at directing some of those funds towards a physical wallet and running some contests where our community can donate into that wallet as well and help us select the charity that it goes to.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
most of our charity stuff that's already like conceptualized and planned right now has to do with the second part of our NFT systems, where we're bringing on the local artists, and we like to work with them and kind of you know, work with the charity that they feel most connected to, so that their art and that charity are kind of representative of each other. And that's a way that we can do charitable things within the system in that speculative NFT market without putting any damaging pressure onto the MiND token ecosystem. And so, that's how we've approached the charity thing, so that we're able to maintain our system, but still get some really cool donations and interest happening out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. I mean, the good part is like you have it on plans and you have thought about it, and then the implementation and the execution, of course, can be like once you feel like you are ready to go for it. You don't have to do multiple, stuff at the same time. Priorities first, and which is a project and launching it, because Ed can't wait, so we need to make him happy.
I was the one that was most hurt by us not launching.
Okay.
But we came up with some good in the meantime things to keep us busy, and that's really all it's about. I don't want us to lose steam. I don't want us to lose the traction we've had and lose,
Yeah, we're not putting it off for 4 weeks so that we've got dead air and silence. I mean, we're pushing ahead with everything that we can right now. So I mean, honestly, I think at the end of the day, it's just going to benefit us all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With this cross promotion, AMA, etc., that's for sure. It's not like you are stopping, but you are more and more active.
That's right.
All right. So it looks like I don't see any hand up. No one has any question? All right, maybe then we can wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, you both would like to say something on like what's coming up and how they should, what the listeners and the investors like you want them to do, like a call to action for you guys.
What I want them to do is, if anybody is struggling due to this market or anything really, is to reach out to Stefan so that we can onboard you onto the system. So that's, I mean, I think this AMA has been pretty informative. People know what we're doing and what we're up to. So that's the main thing that I'd like to leave with, is that if you do need help, reach out. We'll throw you on there for a month, no problem. If you need continuing help, reach out again.
Nobody needs, like they're going through it alone. That's the most. I can't say that enough.
And you're anonymous to us. We don't know who you are. You don't have to tell us any about your situation at all. You just say, hey, can I please be onboarded? And it'll be done. That's all you need to do.
That's right. Yeah, they just need one email address. So you just DM that email address. You don't have to say anything else, and it's done. So yes, feel free. Don't feel like you will be criticized or whatever. Even you can create a secondary account, or if that makes you feel like safe here on Telegram, so you can just send a DM with that account.
It takes 5 minutes to make a Gmail account. As I say, the only person that you're doxing to is LifeWorks itself, the provider. But
I don't
there's
even
no
care
way that you're
on mail account.
Yeah, but it's there's no way you can go to a doctor without doxing anyways. And so just so that I really like to drive home though that you do not lose your anonymity in crypto going through us. It's only doxing to your healthcare provider through LifeWorks.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and yes, so I will pass it to Stefan. So Stefan, what do you have for the listeners tonight?
Oh, we're actually going to give away a 1-month membership to somebody here. What you'd like to see you do is shoot me a message if it's you that needs it, or if it's somebody you know that needs it. Just shoot me the message and give me a quick little blurb. I'll pick out of the people who message me. And if you don't, I think I'm going to take a couple screenshots here, and maybe we'll keep this running for Ninja, so that if anybody does come to Ninja at all at any given point in time, Irion's or JB can reach out to me directly and just give me the email. So that's basically, why don't we just do it like that instead of just giving away one? Why don't we just make it an ongoing thing for Ninja Lounge to be able to provide? If
Wow, that is huge. That is huge. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Stefan. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it, guys. And for those who listen later on, you heard Stefan. So yeah, feel free, and just go. Even though even if you haven't tried before, but you feel like you might need it, just give it a try. Give it a try. See if that's what you're looking for, and if it helps you. And then if it's not, then you just leave it.
Yeah, counselors are there to listen, and it's not always for everybody, but if you get into the app, there's a lot of different resources. Like there's things people can read, like there's a way to touch everybody, whether it's by listening, reading, or doing kind of thing, right?
Yeah, they have hundreds of articles on all sorts of different situations, from grieving loss of a loved one to caring for elderly people to struggles with raising children. If you can think of a life scenario that is stressful, there's an article about it that has some great resources in there as well. And the easiest way to find them, again, is by utilizing those assessment tools, because they're going to point you right at the articles that are going to make sense to you.
Perfect. All right, so Ed, Stefan, thank you very much for coming once again to the Ninja Lounge. Always a pleasure, and yeah, I mean, you're like family here. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone,
for having me again, guys. And
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
It's always a pleasure being here. Thank you so much.